The Galactic Patrol ship Aurelius moved slowly through empty space. Its engines were quiet and its lights were low. This part of the galaxy was known as the Black Reach. No stars burned here. No planets lived here. It was a place ships only crossed because they had no other path. Captain Varel stood on the bridge, his hands behind his back. He had flown patrol ships for 20 cycles. He trusted silence, and this silence felt wrong. "Status," he said. "Normal scans," replied the navigation officer. "No traffic, no energy signals, just background radiation." Varel nodded. That was expected. Then the scanner officer froze. "Captain," her voice shook, "I'm seeing something." Varel turned. "Define something." She swallowed. "Large object, metallic, drifting." The main screen changed. A shape appeared, dark against darker space. It was massive, bigger than a carrier. Its hull was scarred, burned and broken, yet still whole. "That's a ship," Varel said slowly. "Yes, sir," the officer replied. "But it shouldn't be here." "Why not?" The scanner officer hesitated. "Its radiation signature matches a Class-IV Deathworld origin." The bridge went silent. Everyone knew what that meant. Class-IV Deathworlds were hells, high gravity, violent storms, extreme radiation. Creatures that evolved there were strong, aggressive, and hard to kill. The Galactic Council feared them. Humans came from a Class-IV Deathworld. "Confirm the scan," Varel ordered. The computer responded with a cold, clear tone. "Origin confirmed, Class-IV Deathworld. Designation human." A low murmur spread across the bridge. "A human ship?" someone whispered. Varel frowned. "Humans don't build ships like that." "No, sir," said the engineer. "Their largest known vessels are half this size." Varel leaned forward. "Run a life scan." The scanner officer nodded and activated the system. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the display filled with green lights. Hundreds. Thousands. The officer's hands trembled. Life signs detected. Varel felt his chest tighten. "How many?" She didn't answer right away. Her eyes were wide. "Answer me." "Over 3,000, she said. "All readings match human biology." The bridge exploded into noise. "That's impossible. No ship could support that many humans. In this region, they'd be dead." Varel raised his hand. Silence. The noise died instantly. He stared at the screen. The ship drifted like a ghost. No engine glow. No weapons active. No distress signal. "Are there any other species aboard?" he asked. The scanner officer shook her head. "None, only humans." The tactical officer spoke quietly. "Captain, that ship has taken heavy damage. Hull breaches, radiation burns, signs of past combat." Varel narrowed his eyes. "And yet they're alive." "Yes, sir." Something cold crawled down his spine. Humans were strange. The galaxy knew that. They survived things that should kill them. They adapted fast. They refused to surrender. But this was beyond survival. "Bring us closer," Varel said. "Sir?" the navigator asked. "Protocol says we should maintain distance from Deathworld vessels." "I know the protocol," Varel replied. "I also know curiosity keeps us alive. Slow approach." The Aurelius moved forward. As they closed the distance, more details appeared. The human ship was ancient. Its design was rough, heavy, and brutal. Layers of armor were welded on top of older armor. Repairs had been made again and again. "This ship has been flying for centuries," the engineer said. "Maybe longer." "And no supply lines," the medic added, "no support fleet." Varel felt a strange respect and fear. "Any communication?" he asked. "None," replied the comms officer. "No broadcasts, no emergency beacons." Suddenly the scanner alarm rang again. "Captain!" the scanner officer shouted. "Power surge detected on the human ship." The bridge tensed. "Shields up," Varel ordered. Before the command could be confirmed, a signal burst across all channels. It was not a distress call. It was a message. Audio only. A human voice filled the bridge, calm, tired, controlled. "Galactic vessel, do not approach." The crew froze. The voice continued. "We are not lost. We are not dead. And we are not asking for help." Varel stepped closer to the screen. "Then why are you here?" he whispered. The human voice answered as if it heard him. "Because if we stop, the thing inside wakes up." The signal cut. The human ship's engines ignited. And for the first time, The Aurelius realized something far more terrifying than a Deathworld ship. The humans were not trapped. They were standing guard. The bridge of the Aurelius stayed silent long after the human message ended. No one spoke, no one moved. Even the ship's systems seemed to hold their breath. Captain Varel finally exhaled. "They said the thing inside," he said slowly. The scanner officer nodded. "Yes, sir," there was no fear in the voice, only control. That frightened Varel more than panic ever could. "Open a secure channel to the Galactic Council," he ordered. "Priority level black." The comms officer's hands moved fast. A symbol of the council appeared on the main screen. 3 interlocked rings, glowing blue. "This is Captain Varel of the patrol ship Aurelius," Varel said. "We have encountered a human vessel of Class-IV Deathworld origin. Size exceeds all known human designs. Life signs detected, human only. Estimated count, 3,000. The silence on the other end lasted longer than comfort allowed. Then a calm but tight voice answered, "Repeat that last statement." Varel did. The response was immediate. "Maintain distance, do not engage, do not board, do not provoke." Varel frowned. "They have already contacted us." Another pause. "What did they say?" the council voice asked. Varel repeated the message word for word. When he finished, the council voice dropped its calm tone. "That vessel is a violation of containment law," it said. "Humans were never approved for deep void isolation projects." Varel raised an eyebrow. "Isolation from what?" "That information is restricted," the council replied. "You are to observe only." The channel closed. Varel stared at the empty screen. "They know more," he muttered. The tactical officer shifted uneasily. "Sir, are we in danger?" Varel looked back at the human ship. Its engines burned low but steady, like a creature staying awake by force of will. "I don't think they're the danger," he said. The scanner officer spoke again. "Captain, I'm picking up internal energy fluctuations, not engine-related." "Explain." "It's like pressure," she said. "Contained pressure, as if something inside the ship is pushing outward." The engineer swallowed. "That doesn't make sense." "No," Varel agreed, "it doesn't." He made a decision. "Open a private channel to the human ship," he said. The comms officer hesitated. "Sir, the council—" "I'll take responsibility." The channel opened. For a moment, there was only static. Then the same human voice returned. "We told you not to approach." Varel kept his voice calm. "We are holding position. We only want answers." A short breath came through the channel. "Answers cause panic." "Try us," Varel said. Silence stretched. Then the human spoke again. "Your laws were not written for us." Varel nodded slowly. "That much is clear." "Your council saw what happens when humans are afraid," the voice continued. "So they limited us, watched us, controlled what we could build." "Why?" Varel asked. The answer came without hesitation. "Because when humans face something that cannot be killed, we don't run." The bridge crew exchanged uneasy looks. Varel leaned closer to the console. "What is inside your ship?" The human did not answer right away. When he did, his voice was lower. "Something old, something that feeds on fear, thought, and time." The scanner officer whispered, "That's not possible." The human voice sharpened. "It exists because others said the same thing." Varel felt his heart race. "Why keep it alive?" "We're not keeping it alive," the human replied. "We're keeping it asleep." The ship's lights flickered. Alarms chirped softly on the Aurelius. "Captain," the engineer said, "the pressure readings just spiked." The human spoke quickly now. "This is why you must stay back. Every new mine nearby, it notices." Varel's eyes widened. "Notices what?" "Fear," the human said. "Curiosity, attention." The channel cut. Immediately, the human ship's outer hull shifted. Massive plates moved into place. Symbols lit up. Warnings in no known language. "Captain," the scanner officer said, panic in her voice. "Something inside the ship just reacted to us." Varel clenched his fists. "Distance," he ordered. "All reverse thrust, now." The Aurelius pulled back. As it did, Varel realized the truth. The humans were not explorers. They were not prisoners. They were not victims. They were volunteers, and whatever they were holding back, the galaxy had already lost to it once. The Aurelius drifted backward, putting more space between itself and the human ship. The distance felt small, too small. Captain Varel did not relax. Status, he said. Pressure readings are lowering, the scanner officer replied. Whatever reacted, it's calming. For now, Varel said. The human ship stayed silent. Its engines burned steady again like a slow, tired heartbeat. Varel turned to his crew. They are not lying, I can hear it in their voice. The engineer nodded. And the ship's design supports it. This thing isn't built for travel. It's built to hold something. Or someone, the medic added quietly. Varel ordered a passive scan only. No active signals, no probing beams, just observation. Minutes passed. Then the scanner officer leaned closer to her console. Captain, I'm seeing something strange inside the ship. Define strange. There are layers inside the hull, not rooms, not decks, fields, barriers. They overlap like a cage inside another cage. The tactical officer frowned. Redundant containment. Yes, she said, extreme redundancy. Varel felt a chill. No one builds this unless failure means extinction. The comms console blinked. The human channel opened on its own. You're looking too closely. Varel answered at once. We're not scanning actively. You don't need to, the human said. It feels attention. Varel lowered his voice. Then tell us what it is before someone else finds you. Silence followed. When the human spoke again, his voice carried weight. Long before your council rose, something moved between stars. It did not need ships. It did not need bodies. The crew listened, frozen. It learned. It watched. And when it was seen, it learned to hate. Varel asked softly, what does it do? The answer came cold. It unravels minds. It turns memory into doors. Civilizations didn't die fighting it. They forgot how to exist. The scanner officer whispered, a mind predator. The human continued. Your species tried to destroy it. So did others. Energy weapons fed it. Time weapons confused it. Nothing worked. Varel swallowed. So you trapped it. A short, tired laugh came through the channel. No. We let it touch us. The bridge went silent. What? The engineer breathed. The human voice was steady. Humans adapt. We survive pain. We live with noise in our heads. Varel felt something heavy settle in his chest. We built this ship around ourselves, the human said. Not around it. The scanner officer's eyes widened. Captain, the human life signs. What about them? They're arranged in patterns, rotations, cycles. The human spoke again. We share the load. It presses on one mind until it weakens. Then another takes over. The medic shook her head. That would break most species. It breaks us too, the human replied. Just slower. Varel stared at the ship on the screen. 3,000 green lights. 3,000 lives. Why not end it, he asked. Why not die and take it with you? The answer came without anger. Because death opens doors. And it's patient. The ship shuddered slightly. Alarms rang again, low, distant, controlled. Captain, the scanner officer said, fear creeping in. The pressure is rising again, something stirring. The human voice grew sharper. You stayed too long. Varel clenched his jaw. Tell us how to help. Silence. Then quietly. Help by remembering. Varel frowned. Remembering what? That you were warned. That humans stood the line. The human ship's outer lights dimmed. One by one, the green life signs flickered. Not out. Focused. United. The pressure vanished. Space settled. The human ship returned to stillness. The channel closed. Varel sank into his chair. They're not carrying a monster, he said softly. The crew looked at him. They're carrying the burden of the galaxy. And Varel understood something the Council never had. Humans were not dangerous because they were violent. They were dangerous because they were willing to suffer forever, so no one else had to. Time passed slowly after the human ship went silent. The Aurelius kept its distance, engines idle, crew tense. No one wanted to be the reason that thing inside woke again. Captain Varel did not sleep. He stayed on the bridge, watching the drifting shape on the screen. It looked tired, old, like a guardian that had stood too long. Captain, the medic said softly, humans shouldn't survive what they described. Varel nodded. And yet they do. The scanner officer adjusted her display. I'm seeing internal activity again, low-level, controlled. Explain, Varel said. Human neural signals, she replied. They're synchronized. The engineer frowned. That's impossible across that many individuals. For most species, Varel said. A soft signal chimed. The human channel opened again. This time the voice was different. Older, slower. You are still here. Virel stepped forward. So are you. A pause. Yes, the human said. Because we learned how to survive what should kill us. Virel gestured for silence on the bridge. How? The human's answer was simple. Together. The main screen changed. Data streamed across it, human logs stripped of sensitive detail but clear enough. The crew saw images. Humans sitting in circles. Humans holding hands. Humans laughing while alarms screamed in the background. What is this? The medic whispered. Training, the human said. And survival. The logs showed early days. Fear. Panic. Minds breaking under pressure. The entity pushing, whispering, pulling at memories. Then change. Humans rotating shifts, not for sleep but for suffering. When one mind weakened, another stepped in. When one screamed, another listened. Pain shared is pain reduced, the human said. The crew watched as humans told stories, simple ones, old Earth tales, jokes that made no sense to aliens, songs sung off-key. The entity reacted to fear, so humans gave it noise, joy, anger, love, boredom, emotions too chaotic to feed on. We didn't fight it, the human continued. We drowned it. Virel felt something tighten in his chest. The scanner officer spoke quietly. Their brain pattern, they're reinforcing each other like a net. Yes, the human replied. No single mind carries the full weight. The engineer shook his head. This would tear our species apart. It did tear us apart, the human said. At first, the logs showed graves, names, faces, then showed humans returning to duty. We grieve, the human said. Then we continue. Virel asked the question burning inside him. Why stay? Why not warn the galaxy and leave? The human answered without delay. Because it follows fear. Because if we run, it runs with us. The ship shuddered slightly as if agreeing. We learned something you didn't, the human said. Courage isn't loud. The crew watched humans calmly taking positions during spikes, breathing together, counting together. The medic wiped her eyes. They're using empathy as armor, she said. The human voice softened. You call us Deathworlders. You think that means violence? A pause. It means endurance. The scanner officer gasped. Captain, I'm detecting something else. Virel turned. What now? There are children aboard. The bridge froze. Children? Virel repeated. The human answered. Yes. The medic stood. That's insane. No, the human said gently. It's necessary. Virel's voice was tight. Explain. Generations, the human replied. New minds, fresh noise. The entity adapts, so must we. The truth hit like a blow. This was not a mission. It was a lineage, a promise passed from parent to child. The logs ended with a final message. If you are seeing this, the human said, then we are still holding. The channel closed again. Silence returned. Virel sat slowly. They're alive, he said, voice heavy. Because they turned suffering into structure. The tactical officer whispered, and the galaxy never said thank you. Virel stared at the human ship. We never even said sorry. The silence did not last. A new signal cut through the bridge of the Aurelius, sharp, official, cold. The Galactic Council was calling again. Captain Virel straightened. He already knew this would not end well. The council symbol filled the screen. We have reviewed your transmission, the council speaker said. Your report is concerning. Virel kept his voice calm. Concerning is one word for it. The human vessel represents an unacceptable risk, the speaker continued. A living containment is not approved technology. Virel's jaw tightened. It has worked for centuries. Until it doesn't, the speaker replied. Fear-based entities cannot be trusted to remain dormant. Virel gestured toward the human ship on the screen. They are not trusting it, they are enduring it. The speaker's eyes hardened. Captain, you are too close to this situation. Virel knew what came next before the words arrived. We are authorizing a controlled termination, the council said. A single precision strike end the threat permanently. The bridge erupted. You can't, the medic shouted. That ship is full of civilians. The speaker did not blink. They are a containment failure waiting to happen. Virel stepped forward. They warned us, they asked us to stay away. Which confirms they know control is slipping, the speaker replied. This discussion is over. The channel closed. Varel stood frozen. "They're going to kill them," the scanner officer whispered. "No," Varel said slowly. "They're going to wake it." A new signal appeared on tactical sensors. Long-range weapon platforms, Council-controlled, charging. The human channel opened instantly. This time the voice was sharp. "They decided." Varel didn't deny it. "Yes." A quiet sigh came through. "We hoped they wouldn't." The human ship shifted position slightly, not fleeing, not attacking. Bracing. "Is there anything we can do?" Varel asked. "You can witness," the human replied. "And remember who chose this." The first strike hit. Light exploded across the human ship's hull. Armor vaporized. Energy shields flared and collapsed. Inside the Aurelius, every alarm screamed. "Pressure spike," the scanner officer shouted. "Whatever's inside, it's reacting hard." Space twisted. Stars bent. Crew members grabbed consoles as gravity shifted. The human voice returned, strained but controlled. "All hands phase red. Rotation now." The scanner display went wild. Human brain signals flared like a storm, then aligned again. They were responding. Together, the second strike fired. The human ship's hull cracked open. And something noticed. A wave of fear washed across the Aurelius. Crew members dropped to their knees. Memories surged. Thoughts tangled. Varel felt it digging into his mind, searching. The human voice thundered across all channels. "Focus." The word hit like an anchor. The pressure eased just enough. "They're shielding us," the medic gasped. The Council fired again. That was the mistake. The human ship surged forward, not to attack but to contain. Energy fields expanded outward, wrapping space itself. The entity screamed, not in sound, in thought. Entire Council platforms lost power. Crews went silent. The human voice came one last time, calm, broken, determined. "We told you. Death opens doors." The containment field collapsed inward. The scream stopped. Silence returned. Where the human ship had been, there was nothing. No wreckage. No life signs. No entity. Just empty space. The Council weapons powered down. Too late. On the Aurelius, crew members slowly stood. "They're gone," the scanner officer said. Varel closed his eyes. "They chose everyone else," he whispered. A delayed message appeared on all channels. "Human origin. Final. To whoever hears this, we held it. As long as we could. Do not look for us. Do not repeat this mistake. Live well." That was the point. The message ended. No one spoke. The Council never contacted the Aurelius again. They didn't need to. They already knew what they had done. After the human ship disappeared, silence filled space like a thick fog. The Aurelius floated in the void, drifting over the spot where 3,000 human lives had once glowed like stars. Captain Varel leaned on the rail, staring at the black emptiness. He felt hollow, heavy and awed all at once, awed all. "They're gone," whispered the medic, voice barely audible. "All of them?" Varel shook his head. "No, not gone. They're still there, somewhere. In a way the galaxy can't understand." The scanner officer looked pale. "Captain, their containment fields, even their neural patterns, it's like the ship left a footprint on reality itself." Varel nodded. "They did more than survive. They changed what survives." Weeks passed. The Aurelius returned to the nearest Council station. Debriefings were endless, but no words could capture what had happened. No Council archive, no military record, no speech could explain humans standing against something no species could contain and surviving it. The captain's report was simple. Humans were unlike any species in known space. They endured what others could not. They accepted suffering, shared it, and used it as a weapon, not of war, but of survival. Even the Council could not ignore the evidence. Humans had become something new. Guardians, not soldiers. Volunteers, not conquerors. They had taken the galaxy's worst nightmare and held it in check with nothing but themselves. It changed everything. Galactic maps were updated. Laws were rewritten. Humans were no longer restricted to outer colonies. They were no longer merely observed. When unknown threats appeared, Council ships waited for a single, unspoken question to be asked. "Where are the humans?" But the humans themselves were gone. Their ship had vanished without a trace, no debris, no survivors, just the message. To whoever finds this, we held it as long as we could. Do not search, do not risk more lives, remember us. For decades afterward, scientists tried to reconstruct the Class-IV Deathworld ship. They tried to understand its design, its energy fields, its neural architecture. Every attempt failed. Every blueprint ended in impossibility. Pilots whispered stories about seeing green lights drifting in deep space where no humans could survive. About hearing faint songs, jokes, and tales of Earth long after Earth itself had been forgotten. The galaxy remembered humans differently now. Not for war, not for conquest, not for power, but for endurance, for courage, for the quiet, impossible thing they had done, standing in the face of horror that could erase stars and refusing to break. In time, memorials were created. In every major system, plaques were placed. Words simple but heavy with truth. Humans do not fight because they are strong. Humans endure because they must, and in endurance they save worlds. Legends grew. Young cadets in the Galactic Academy learned about the human vessel. They learned about the unseen horrors humans had held back. They learned how fear alone could destroy a species, and how humans had chosen to carry it instead. Some said the humans were still alive somewhere, beyond sensors, beyond reality. Some said they had ascended into the fabric of space, merging with the entity they contained. No one knew for sure, but one thing was certain: the galaxy had changed. Every star system, every council chamber, every ship crew, human or alien, now measured themselves against a standard humans had set without seeking glory: endurance, sacrifice, focus, the willingness to stand when every instinct screamed to flee. Captain Varel closed his eyes. He had seen it firsthand. Humans were not a species of the Council's imagination. They were a force of nature, a quiet, unstoppable force that refused to yield. And the galaxy would never forget. For in every story told after that day, in every whispered warning and every heroic tale, the same truth echoed. Humans are not just survivors. Humans are the line between order and oblivion. Where humans stand, the impossible is held at bay. Where humans fail, everything falls. The stars twinkled above, indifferent yet watching. Somewhere in the vast void, humans moved unseen, holding a secret too terrible and too vital to ever be fully revealed. And the galaxy learned to ask, every time something impossible appeared in the darkness, "Where are the humans?" Because they had learned the hard truth. No one else would stand when the impossible came, only humans could. The memory of the green lights, the quiet courage, the laughter, the songs, they became a legend, a guide, and a warning. And so the galaxy remembered, not the humans who died, not the humans who disappeared, but the humans who endured.